All right, and you know what? Most important right now, we have got to play something.
Yeah, got it.
All right, had enough fun there. Okay, guys. Hello.
Great job.
We are ready to get this party started. We have an awesome wrap up. We are just so, we are like, I'm actually literally jittery because I think I may have had too much caffeine.
Too much caffeine, not enough food.
Little bit of overdose on caffeine here, but that's all right. We're going to make do because we have an exciting hour ahead. We cannot wait to share with you guys the things that we have been able to experience. And I mean, just the smiling faces, I think, just says it all. Like, we're like relieved, but then sad and just overwhelmed. So it is just incredible. Okay, I want to start off with just saying thank you. So many people to thank in this process. I know for me personally, the organizing team is just phenomenal. I feel so incredibly honored to collaborate with incredible people that just bring so much talent to the table. And the way that everybody is able to learn from one another and just encourage one another during, crazy times, stressful, exciting. Everybody just comes together and shares this excitement for what we do. So we are it is just incredible. I love it. Love it. I also want to give a huge thank you to our facilitators. So awesome. I mean, you guys came together, you guys promoted, you guys shared, you guys, just your enthusiasm was just unbelievable. And so we are just incredibly grateful for everything that you do. And so we also want to just focus in on our student facilitators. So who you guys are is incredible. You guys are building these leadership skills that by far are just blowing us all away. I mean, I cannot wait to share something that I got to experience personally. Unbelievable, and I'm just so enthused to see these students stepping up and saying, you know what, we're going to take a stand. We're going to take a risk, and that risk was so awesome to watch from the end that we were on, to just witness this collaboration. Your student voice, it does matter, and we want to hear it. And honestly, those were some of the best sessions, was just hearing our kids for who they were. So their excitement and enthusiasm was just awesome. And so we got to thank our organizing team and thank our facilitators, but also we want to thank our participants. So the people that have come in here and just said, you know what? That's right, Fran. I see that clapping right there. And so we are seeing that they have been able to come together and just share with, how many people?
Well, we've had over 1,170 people registering, so that represents at the minimum, the very minimum.
Yeah, absolutely.
22,000
students,
teachers and students participating. Crazy.
Just students
from 60 countries.
Yeah.
Who does that? I
don't know.
Ecgc Global Classrooms does that.
And just to see how this event has blossomed is a witness to the desire and the need. It's no longer just a fun thing to think about collaborating across the world. We're all recognizing, everyone is coming together recognizing how important it is for our students and for us as educators to collaborate globally and to have the opportunity to share with other people, learn from other people, and just grow professionally and as students just to grow into these leadership skills. So we are just watching the group of people come together. When we had Ecgc Global this past summer, it was not quite 1,800 people. So that was our educators. Well, this time around, we're talking about a tremendous amount of students, like overwhelming. And I remember the first week, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, is this right? I don't know. I haven't seen it. And I just remember Jen getting on there and going, It's going to be okay, Jamie. It's going to be okay. Don't worry. They'll come in. And boy, have they come in like a flood. And so we are just, wow, we're just super, super excited about this. And so what I am going to do is I just want to thank quickly from me our sponsors that have stepped up and done some awesome things. Our gold sponsors that have stepped up and done some incredible things. So I am going to hand that over to Deborah to just share and thank and screenshot. I don't know. Whatever she wants to do. Deborah has a...
Hey, look right here. Who's going to be the fast way to do this, right? Hey, and Fran, you rock as a co-sponsor helper person. We appreciate you so much, and I'm so glad I got to meet you at Ecgc, and Jen and Katrina and Sarah, all of you guys. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, it
was
crazy.
So cool. Anyway, we're talking about gold sponsors. Look at these guys: Augmenter, Easley, Bunsey, all of that, and Cami. 5 gold sponsors. Those folks have donated prizes free of charge to every single participant that registered for EdCamp Global Classrooms. That's like what we were talking about, over 1,170 something classrooms, 22,000 plus students are going to have these 5 subscriptions. Crazy. It's incredible. It's amazing, and we are so thankful for all of them to give their time, their energy, because I'm sure it's going to take quite a while to make sure that you guys get all those. And they've already been tweeting about the other prizes they've given out, and tweeted about giving you guys demos on these products and everything. And it's crazy, crazy, incredible, the prizes that have been given out and the vendors that we have. We have a total of 34 sponsors. 34 sponsors. And some of those have hit updates today in the App Store and have given out tons of codes and subscriptions and hundreds of dollars. And it's amazing. And we couldn't do this without them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We love them. Thank you so much, sponsors, especially those gold sponsors, because you're giving it to every single person. Every single person. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to spend about 5 minutes. Oh, Steve has joined us. All right.
Wait. We forgot something.
Okay.
Jamie has a very, very important announcement. We have one prize. You know, we already told you that keep posting your logos, keep posting your aha moments, and after 5 p.m. Central, you know, we're going to give some more prizes away. But there's one major, major prize. And so Jamie's going to tell you about that. Right? This was the time, right?
This is the time.
This is the time.
Okay.
It's incredible.
This is the time. She's like, give me the eye. Okay.
No, I'm just making
actually 2 things, because we were able to witness some incredible things happening. But we have like a major, major sponsor that came through and said, we want to offer something really neat. And this is Ecgc. That is giving a subscription, a site subscription to a school, and they want to share this and highlight what amazing things happened. And we got to see just this incredible student come in as a student facilitator and do something that we were all, I mean, I must have just looked like, no. This is just a kid. No. I just kept looking at him. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? And they're like, Jamie, calm down. But I was so pumped, and I'm just going to share. I don't even know if she's on here right now. But there's a student, maybe 9, 10 years old, and her handle is one smart girl 85. Her name.
One smart girl.
She sure is. Her name is Charlotte. And she came in with video already created on how to use coding with robotics, basically. And yeah, she had a bunch of different ones. She showed us multiple, stuff. I'm like, I don't even know what she's talking about. I do instructional tech. I don't even know what she's talking about. And she was step by step. But then also, in the midst of that, she was doing a chat. And I just was incredibly, I just sat back just going, this kid has a future. She was just an incredible leader, example, and her parents just, I mean, so proud, so proud.
Presentation skills of like a seasoned veteran.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was incredible.
Incredible.
So we really wanted to let Charlotte know, although Charlotte has to let you follow her, which is very smart.
Because she has smart parents.
That's right, that's right.
Her, do it
her parents working with her on this, and so she may not be able to just get followed like that, but let me tell you, she is worth following because she is incredible. And I am so excited. I hope to get connected with her in the future. And that is giving a site license. So guess what? Her campus, her teacher, her principal,
they're gonna freak out.
Yeah, like,
sorry,
get ready to run to the bathroom, freak out. Like, that's how awesome that is. So we are pumped about that. But not only that, this is even better news because Charlotte's amazing. We're going to talk about all of you amazing folks out there that registered for EdCamp Global Classrooms, because I've been talking about these gold sponsors a whole lot lately, and you guys see these gold sponsors. We keep talking about it. Make sure to register. Make sure to register. And you guys are going to find out right now why you should have registered. And that is because all of our gold sponsors are giving out subscriptions to every single registered person. So, guys, I'm blown away because guess what? Every person that came to EdCamp Global Classrooms, every person that registered, they have 5 subscriptions from incredible companies. 5. Okay? So we're just pumped about that. And I'm going to go 5, Steve. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? No, not 6. No. Yeah, no. Okay, but what we are going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to different organizers on the team because they want to share some of the stuff that they were able to witness, because all of us looked at different stuff. Sometimes the same, sometimes different. We all have different interests. We all certainly have different personalities that we're bringing to the table and different talents and skills. And so just to kind of get a viewpoint from everybody that got to experience this is really neat. So I'm going to start off. We're going to give each other about 4 or 5 minutes just to kind of share. And we're going to start off with Deborah.
And we were starting with you.
I'm going to go last.
I thought you were announcing last.
I am.
My
I'm going to do it.
Came from yours.
Okay.
We got it.
We got it.
We fly by the seat of our pants. All right. So, okay, Kit, I have this little slideshow. Can I play it? Where
yeah.
off of my computer, and then that way you can still
That's
see
right.
Okay. There's no music or anything, but it's pictures that I captured along the route. Okay. So, and here's what I have to say. There were so many amazing things, so many amazing things.
Oh.
But as an organizer, I saw a million kids do amazing things. But as a parent, I saw my own kids get involved, and I loved it. And they got involved because they were watching one of your classes presentations, and it was one that kind of started out of a Periscope. Jamie was doing it. She'll tell you guys about it later. But one of your kids popped up and said, "Hey, I'm doing a session later on Russian." They're like, "Russian?" They're from Ukraine. They've been in America 6 years, and they were so excited because they're like, someone who speaks our language. And I think she was excited too because, hey, they understood Russian. And I'll tell you, when she did her session at 4 o'clock in the morning, so smooth.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Perfect Russian. I mean, my Russian is horrible, but I know what perfect Russian sounds like. And hers was that. And it was just incredible because it was in their language. And, they led sessions. They wouldn't have led sessions if Jamie wouldn't have said, "Hey, you guys need to lead session. James, you're talking about this drone. Tell me all about it. You need to talk about it tomorrow night." John, who did this artwork that they saw here at headquarters? John did that artwork. John, you got to tell people about it. So Jamie encouraged them. That's John Danson right there. Jamie encouraged them, and the night before they signed up to do sessions. And as the mom, I'm like, oh, what if they're not perfect, or what if they're sometimes shy because they still have accents, but you know what? It didn't matter. They got on there. They did an awesome job. And Steve, your class, incredible. They're tweeting, hey, Deb Atchison, are you going to wake your boys up so they can come at 4 a.m. to watch us? So, yeah, I woke them up at 4 a.m. They wanted to stay up all night, but they had school today. They're there now. But I woke them up at 3:30 so they could get up and participate with your kiddos in their native language, and it was incredible. It was awesome. They loved it, and I loved it, and it was perfect. So thank you, Jamie and Ed Global, for giving them the opportunity to participate, and not just participate with Steve's class, but participate with the rest of these folks. And you know what? They're learning from all of you facilitators, all of you organizers, the other students who are doing this. They're learning from you how to be brave and how to be global and how to do this the right way, you know? So many people do stupid things on social media nowadays that impacts their future, but they're learning from all of you how to do it the right way, and that is making my job as a mama so much easier. But I'm just so proud. So thank you for letting me be a part of this. Thank you for welcoming my boys and letting them be a part of it.
Yay! Woo! All right, and Cassie, is this a good time for you to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Oh,
all right.
Okay, sorry, hold on. Okay, 1 second. Okay, am I there? Can you guys see me? Okay. So I don't even know how I'm gonna get through this without crying. Are you guys there? Okay, sorry. I'm just not hearing anything. Okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna get through this without crying, and I just told my kids that. Not only because I haven't slept in like a week, but this was just like, I don't know, this was so emotional for me because I got to see both sides. I got to see it as a teacher, and my kids are like looking at me like, why are you crying? I got to see it as a teacher, and I also got to see it like as an organizer as well, and it was just truly amazing. And honestly, I'll tell you the truth. I've been battling with this all the way here to work this morning on my drive. I was like, I just don't know if I got what I wanted to out of this. But then something happened this morning when I got to school with one of my kids, and I'm going to show it to you in a second. And it was just like, this is perfect. Like, it just brought it all together for me, and I'm so excited that I was able to participate in this. So besides me and my class, I was able to see, like Deborah said, so many awesome kids doing things throughout the night, and like there were just so many people doing amazing things. And I loved Ed Camp, but I also Ed Camp Global, but I loved Ed Camp Global classrooms too, and really being able to give the students a voice. And my own students were able to do 2 sessions, so they got to do one with Spellbound Book, which is an amazing company, and just to see what my own students were saying, like the ideas they were coming up with, they never come up with anything like that for me, ever. And then we put this technology in their hands and we show them these books with augmented reality, and just the ideas that they're coming up with, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like amazing. And I was so excited to see them, you know, pushing themselves and just coming up with these phenomenal ideas. And then we also did another session on global connections, because we did this huge project connecting with different countries around the world, and just for them to be able to participate in that project this year, and for me as a teacher to push myself and come up with this project and say, hey guys, we're going to do this, and just getting their feedback on what they liked about the project, like, it was amazing. And I never would have had any opportunities like this to do anything like this as a teacher. I never would have even thought of it, honestly, if it weren't for Ed Camp Global Classrooms. So thank you, Jamie, and thank you everybody for putting all this together as a teacher. That's what I want to say to you. And then the last thing I wanted to do before I literally just cry, I want to show you guys something. So yesterday, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but we did a Periscope on actually we did it during our poetry lesson, because we're learning about poetry right now, and we were learning about acrostic poems, and I was like, hey guys, we're gonna do one on FRE, because that's the we're Forest Ridge Elementary, so FREs are like initials. I don't even know at this point what I'm saying, but anyways, so I told them we're gonna do something with our school, and we came up with something for each of the letters, and I want to show you guys what they came up with. Okay, so I'm gonna flip my screen really quickly. Oh, this is my class. They're working hard, and they're quiet because they know this is really important. They're gonna talk to you in just a second. But we're glad that they're letting me finish this up, because they know I'm a tired teacher. All right, so this is one of the ones that we came up with. Free access to school, which we talked about this yesterday, and to them, I don't really think they understand what that means, but for us, it's so important, and I think that was huge for them to pick this. And some of you guys will definitely understand the importance of that. Readers team, that's me. And then we also did one that said Ed Camp Global participants, and one of my students came up with that, and I was like, that's perfect. I didn't really know what they would come up with, and they're like, Ed Camp Global, and I was like, yes. So it really made me excited, because they were like, we love it. And then this is the other one that really just this morning, it was like, okay, this was it. Like, there was a reason for this. And I'm going to cry. Okay, so this one says, for kids ages 4 to 12, race to the top. And we were talking about how, you know, we wanted to race to the top in our education and be successful. And then we said at Camp Global participants, but this picture right here, like, oh my gosh, I'll show you guys in a second. Not everybody saw it. But this picture meant so much to me. Like, we're on computers, we're on technology, we're reaching out, and we're like communicating with other people. And just seeing that to me was like, I don't know. That's all I needed to see to know that this was worth it for these kids, and that it meant a lot to them. And I'm gonna go now because I don't want to cry. But I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I'm tired. But I'm gonna go, and I love all you guys on the organizing team. You're awesome, and I will talk to you later. But I have to go teach my kids now. So have a good day, guys. Wait, my kids want to say something. Sorry. Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Okay. Bye.
I just wanted to, Cassie, that was awesome. So awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And your time. And your kids. Everything. So we appreciate you. We have a special guest here with us that came in the background to come support us in this process. We had Jacqueline Rose come out here, and she was actually part of Ed Camp Global as well. She's been pretty active, involved. I mean, it's funny how we keep crossing paths with her. But in light of that, I have never met Jacqueline before until, what time did you get here?
At like 9.
At 9 o'clock last night. We said, hey, do you want to come help out at a perfect stranger's house? And come join us. Hey, come on over. And she was like, I'll be there. But let me stop at Target first, which took her a couple more hours to get here, but that was all right because she was here. Yeah. I really want you guys to get from an outside perspective somebody coming in. So we're going to ask her to come and share a little bit with us about something that she was able to experience as well. So we're going to go ahead and start her now.
Okay. Hi, my name is Jacqueline, obviously, and I'm running on little sleep as well, so I'm sorry if I don't make a whole slew of sense. But coming in from this, first of all, I had no idea the amount of work and everything that went in. There's such a sense of camaraderie with them and such a bond. So that was really cool to see coming in, and it was just like stepping into a family. I mean, they're so close, and the support that you guys offer each other is amazing. My aha moment or my big takeaway from this was that it is really about the kids, and it was not about, hey, let's peek into these people's classrooms and see who has the coolest stuff going on. That's not what it was about. This was not a showboat fest for teachers or educators or buzzwords. This was truly about the students, and it was so cool to see that in action. They saw some amazing things with some girls that they're going to be talking about later, but one of the things that I loved was just a demonstration on so many levels and in so many cases of the student facilitators where kids consume a lot. They'll play video games and they'll watch movies and they'll get on YouTube, and it's just consumption. And this was production. The kids were making things. They were creating. They were fusing their passions with curriculum and really making it work and putting themselves out into the world. And I think that something like this Ed Camp classroom really helps scoop those kids up to the mic, and they're able to broadcast their passions and broadcast what they truly love. It takes student voice to a whole other level, and the empowerment that it gives those kids and the way that I've seen them demonstrating, it blows my mind. So that, for me, was my biggest thing, is seeing those kids in action, really putting themselves out there for that global audience. That takes a lot of bravery. I mean, there were teachers that were like, oh, I don't really want to do that, I'm scared, and kids stepped up to the plate. So the fact that it fosters that confidence in those kids is amazing. And that's all I have. And I'm really tired too.
Yay! Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay, what a trooper that she just said, hey, I'm going to help out, and yeah, I'm going to take the day off of school to come and help you guys out and pull an all-nighter to come help you guys out. And it really, I mean, she has no idea how much it added to the team. The encouragement, the excitement, that we're watching you guys do these things. We're getting motivated, having somebody also come in from the outside, get to meet her. And really, I know that we'll be connected with Jacqueline here in the future. We are just so pumped to see what she does. And
she showed love to Snowball.
I did. Oh, I'm a sweet Snowball.
Well, that was odd. But I will tell you that in the background of all of our, oh my gosh, we had like music parties, our periscopes. You guys really get to know us in those periscopes.
Oh my gosh.
Our craziness really comes out and the tiredness. So we have always loved that. And the person I want to introduce next came in. I have yet to meet her in person, and
I got to.
She came in as on Ed Camp Global, has a true, genuine heart for students, for learning, and always brings us all back to the big picture. She always does. She has, I mean, I'm like, you're so eloquent with words, and I just feel like everything she says is so genuine and so sincere, and it just really is a motivation. There's never a critique. She's never getting on to you and saying, you guys are a bunch of losers or anything, you know. It's always like, I believe in you guys. This is incredible. And so I know. And so I am just amazed at Jen. So I just want to open up the door for Jen to be able to share from her perspective out in Florida, and we will meet maybe next week, maybe. All right.
Aw, Jamie, I appreciate that so much. That is just so kind, and coming off of this experience, I have so many things, so many highlights, but when we first started today, I started thinking back going, oh my gosh, like, when did this all begin? And coming off of Ed Camp Global, which was such a tremendous experience, I think life-changing, we're all different educators because of it. I remember walking through the mall, and I remember we have our Voxer group, so that's how we communicate with our Ed Camp Global team, among other things. But I had my Voxer going, and I'm walking through the mall, you know, furiously talking and excited, as we always are. And I think at the time it was me, Cassie, Deb, Jamie, and maybe a few others, and we were like, what if? You know, any conversation that starts with what if, in my mind, I'm already in, and I'm like, yes, let's do it. But we said, what if we took this to the level of the students? Because that's what we're all about here. And how would that look? And you know, where do we even begin? And we said, let's just jump in, and maybe we'll have a few classrooms join. Like, we really, in the beginning, thought, what if we have a few classrooms? That will be just fine. So to get to this level of connection with our classrooms from around the world, it really, really is extraordinary. It blows my mind. So from that point on, it was just magic. And I've had such a pleasure joining with Matthew and with Jamie and with Cassie and Aaron on the facilitator side. So we really were honing in on supporting the facilitators, making sure they felt supported. You know, this is a tech event, so these teachers aren't necessarily, that might not be their expertise, but we wanted to make it seamless for them because it was about the sharing and the kids. So how could we take the tech part out and not have that be a burden or a frustration or any type of roadblock for them? And I feel like it has just gone so smoothly. So I cannot thank this team and then the facilitators enough, but they're really what made it happen. And then we get to the event, and oh my goodness, the excitement surrounding it and the build-up, and just it's like we're going to this big party of learning for me, and I'm just like, all right, we can't wait. And though we're all over the country and the world, we feel a part of it because of the things you guys are doing with Periscope and the sharing. So that is a highlight for sure. A couple of things that happened that I didn't anticipate. First thing, there was educator Jeff Richardson on Twitter, and I love the connections on Twitter because, you know, Fran and I have been doing global collaboration for a long time, and early on we realized the importance, and this was something we felt very passionate about. So years ago, if we wanted to connect our students here in Florida with a classroom from around the world, it took a long time because we would have to find students. We would have to find students that had connection and internet. So it wasn't always easy, but to be able to connect with hundreds of classrooms in a 24-hour period, I mean, this is really monumental. I mean, it's very, very, very special. So yesterday, when Jeff Richardson was on Twitter, and he got wind of EdCamp Global and was like, I want to be a part of this. I can't wait. The next thing you know, he's writing to me on DM and saying, would it be okay if we present? And to be able to add him into the schedule and say absolutely, and to have a teacher go out into his school and find students, find a teacher. He's a tech administrator, so find a teacher that was ready and willing to take that risk. And then he coordinated, he put his proposal in, he was accepted within minutes, he's on the schedule, and then they're presenting. I mean, how cool is that? How cool is that for these teachers to be going on this journey? So that was specifically a big highlight. Another thing I loved was, you know, I tried to get in on all the sessions, and I love that so many, this is mostly with the Google Hangouts, so many of the Google Hangouts, it wasn't like these big presentations. It wasn't something that, you know, people were having to put tons of front-loaded effort into. It was kids just talking and sharing and, you know, moving around the classroom and showcasing their work and showcasing their learning. And what a beautiful thing to give those kids an opportunity to share their voice with a global audience in such a natural and real way. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to share was I jumped into a Twitter chat. You know, I do lots of Twitter chats, and that's a big part of my professional growth as an educator. But yesterday I experienced a Twitter chat like I've never experienced before. So I joined in, let's see, took a couple screen captures to tell you guys about it. So I joined in with Barbara Johnson, and she's an educator, I think she's in Connecticut, and so she had her students doing a Twitter chat. It was the Global GAFE chat, and so they were talking about how they use Google Apps in their classroom, and it was all the kids. So the kids were chiming in, and then they would add their name at the end. So it ended up being like this conversation between me and a few other educators and kids. And so they're asking me my favorite apps. I'm asking them how they're using these apps for learning. They're talking about how they're able to seamlessly use Google from home to school. It was just amazing. So some of these quotes blew my mind. Wyatt said, it helped us bond by letting us chat. And then all of the kids said, know what this age of technology is great. It lets the world talk to each other and one another together. Sebastian said, because we love technology and we love using these apps to help us. So seeing these kids just be able to put these thoughts together and express them on Twitter, how amazing. And then my very favorite one was Andrew, and he said his favorite part is when we work together, we can change the world. And that about sums it up right there. I think Andrew hit it right there. And it's about us coming together and changing the world. And I think that our voice with EdCamp Global Classroom is united. I think we are one. I think it is powerful, and it is absolutely such an honor to be a part of this global movement, and I can't wait for the next one. So I thank you guys all for letting me just be a part of it.
That is awesome. You are incredible. Incredible.
Aw, thanks, Jamie.
So Matthew is here, and he pulled the all-nighter. He drove up, like, what, in the middle of the night?
Yeah, this morning.
No, this morning. Like 2 days ago. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. So he drove up a couple days ago, and basically came in the middle of the night. He hasn't slept in 2 days. Seriously. Okay, he has not even complained one time. I kid you not. That is the typical man right there. He's like, I'm just going to do it. That's it. That's what I got to get done. That's what I do. Poor guy. You're in the same fraternity. That's right. You and Steve. All right. So we are just incredibly blessed because he came to a session. We met Matt for the first time last year at this time at a conference, TCA. And so he kept coming to our sessions and winning all the prizes. I'm like, this guy's awesome. He's in a competition, like challenges. Man, this guy's awesome. And he came to EdCamp Global over the summer, and I will never forget when we were running, like, okay, what are we going to do? Fill up all these sessions. Oh, my gosh, what did we get ourselves into? Like, terrified. Him contacting us and saying, what overnight shifts can I pull? Like, he was so on board. And it was evident that he was part of this team way before he ever joined EdCamp Global Classroom. So we are so thankful for Matthew. So I'm going to let him share some incredible things that he got to do.
Okay, I'm not going to take up too much time because I know we're all saying everything that I want to say. But I want to thank you guys first and foremost for organizing with me and laughing with me and learning with me. We've done so many hours of just organizing in Boxers and Hangouts, and every time it doesn't feel like work to me. It feels like we're growing professionally and we have a common goal, and we all worked hard and got it done. And I appreciate all of you and all of your families for everything that you guys put in for all the hours. This event, I think, started for my students that I'm in touch with daily way before this event today and yesterday. I think once we started tweeting about it and putting out graphics, I have students looking, they're looking for this stuff. They weren't going home and saying, hey, I want to go on Twitter with their parents or elementary students, but they want to see, okay, there's a new graphic in, they want to see it. And then they're critiquing my graphics and then critiquing everyone else's and saying, hey, well, they should have done this, or you should have moved this over here. And they're analyzing things and being a part of the event even before it started. And for us to say, hey, you as a student should be connecting globally and connecting with other students. Why can't we? Why can't we do it today? And we started doing it more and more throughout our school district and throughout our just a class to another class around the world. We did many ones, and it started for them learning about this long before today and yesterday. So I can't thank you guys enough for the impact that you have on my daily life and my district that has changed because of it. So I can't thank you enough for that. But this event, I've learned about drones from students. All the student facilitators were fantastic. Yeah. I found myself, even though I know I don't know everything, but I learned from these students. I learned how they presented, how they conducted themselves, how they learn, how they can talk to one another and communicate. I learn every day from watching them And today and yesterday was no different. I learned how to draw a 3D triangle. That's awesome. I'm going to take that and use that in my CAD drawings and things like that. So thank you for Deb's sons that taught me how to do that. Coding, second graders were coding, and they were communicating, and they took the whole hour. We had some sessions that ended early, but these second graders were talking about coding, and they went over their time, and they were still going after the hour. I think it was like 15 minutes after, and they were still on there. I had to move on to another session, but they were still going, and they were still enthusiastic, and the engagement that I saw through not only them, but throughout all the student facilitators and all the classes, you know, you're getting 100% from these kids that are really involved in it, and they wanted to be there. And you don't get that with anything else. That's truly amazing that happened. One of the other things, the first grader that we gave the prize to, she's fantastic. It's phenomenal. That video, if I can get a hold of that video, that is something that I would show my students or my middle schoolers and say, look at how she's engaging her audience, even though they're not in front of her. Look at what she's saying. Look at what she's doing, because she's a rock star. She's going to be a true innovator eventually, I think. I can't thank Jamie enough. Jamie did an awesome job getting us all together. She obviously can pick them, because look at this group. This group is awesome. I don't know. I could go down the line and say thank you to all of you guys, but I'll get to that soon. But we touched over, I don't know how many students?
Over 22,000.
Over 22,000 students. That's unbelievable. We just did that. I'm going to be bragging about that for a while. I don't know. I'm going to probably get another shirt saying I did that. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to pass it along, but I'll be thanking you guys later.
Hey, I just want to point out one really important thing about Matthew is that he's a hacker, because we had that shirt and hoodie for sale. Forever.
You know,
Everybody could have got one with amazing graphics. And you know what? What did he do? He went and got his own T-shirt because he waited until after the deadline.
But then you guys reran it, and I already ordered a different one. And I was like, I didn't know you guys are going to run another one.
Okay,
so
that's all right. We forgive you,
good.
because you know what? Matthew brings some creativity that you guys don't even see. He's humble, and he's incredible, and the stuff that he brings to the table is just beyond all of us. We don't even see all of it, because he just kind of, he doesn't even say, hey, I guess what I could do, everything. So I am going to go ahead and introduce the next person here, and that is Sarah. And Sarah, oh my gosh, you know what's funny is I think everybody knows Sarah. I honestly do. I don't know anybody in this field that cannot say they do not know Sarah. Like, everybody knows Sarah, the teacher, and everybody has met her, and except for me. I'm like, okay, this has got to change, because I got to meet Sarah now. And so I genuinely say this. Sarah is a sister from another mister, because I can tell you, when I hear her talking, I feel like I hung out with her all my life, and she makes everybody feel that way. She brings something to the table that is, it's just like, it's a bonding experience. She doesn't make anybody feel uncomfortable. She doesn't ever make anybody feel awkward. It's like she takes it all in, and she just runs with whatever direction people are going. And so she doesn't sleep.
We love her.
Like, never. Like, I can get on to Voxer at any point, and that girl will respond. And then when she doesn't, and it takes her like 5 minutes to respond, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was exhausted, and I had to sleep for those couple minutes. And so, anyways, Sarah, please share what you got to experience in this event, and thank you so much for doing what you do.
Oh, thank you so much. I have to thank all of you. Like, thank y'all so much for including me in this process. Y'all are just an amazing team. Jamie, thank you for everything that you do, and I'm just so honored to be part of this, because I mean, really, this is a future. This is a future. I feel like, you know, this is what we need. This is authentic learning, educators and students learning together, and I'm just like blown away by participants, by the facilitators, and by all of you, by the organizing team. There were some amazing sessions yesterday that I got to be part of and watch, and today, this morning as well. I know this morning I hopped on Tara's blab about inquiry, student-based inquiry, and that was fantastic. I know that Jacqueline yesterday also had one about Genius Hour, which was amazing. There were some fantastic Twitter chats. I participated in Valerie Lewis's as well as Curran's. So huge shout out to Curran, doing big things. Amazing young man. I love the fact that we use so many tools to communicate together, but tools were not the focus. Tools were just, tools were being used for what they were meant for, but the focus was on the students, the focus was on the learning, the focus was on just doing all these amazing, awesome things together. But about the tool, I will say that I love the fact that so many of these sessions are archived, because yesterday I had a little fender bender, so that caused me to miss out on more than I wanted to. But I can't wait to go back and catch up on some of these, like Timmy Sullivan's and Adelina, and oh my gosh. And I have to say that I participated in Fran's Kahoot. I don't know if you saw me or not. But yeah, but this was just so amazing, and thank you to everyone. Like, my mind is just blown right now, so appreciate y'all.
Right. Okay,
We love you, Sarah.
Love you guys too.
No more fender benders.
And wow. Okay, I think Steve thinks he's next, but he's not. He's not. But the next person I'm going to go to is Fran. I know. Just be grumpy, sir, because you're going to have to wait a couple more hours. I'm just kidding. Fran, I'm going to go ahead and just introduce this woman that I was like, Jen, what can we do to get Fran on this team? Like, what do we need? And it was just like, I just kept like wanting her to join, and she never took that initiative for whatever reason. I'm sure she was probably mega busy. But I just kept asking and asking and asking, and finally when it came down to it, I don't remember exactly the day that it happened, but I was like, we got Fran? We got Fran? Yeah, we got Fran! And so that was like literally me. Like, I was just blown away that she actually accepted joining this team, and I was so, the only thing I can say is she comes through. Fran comes through thick and through thin. She'll do it, and she's just amazingly graceful at it too.
Quality work.
Yes, quality. She thinks she's just incredible. So if I knew how incredible she was, I don't think I would have ever let her wait that long to joining our team, because I would have been like, hey, do you mind if I get her cell phone number so I can text her? And so I would have been like a stalker, seriously, because she's just that awesome. So please, Fran, if you can share with us the things that you've been able to learn in this experience. I know you guys were just in Florida just loving every minute of it, and I wish we were all together, but I know you all were very, very active. So why don't you share with us?
Hi. Oh my gosh, as you're talking, I'm getting tweets from some of the people that were involved in our session with the Kahoots asking if we can do it again for a special Catholic Schools Week thing. I'm like, okay. Thank you guys so much for having me and letting me be a part of this wonderful movement, really. As Jen had said, this is very close to our hearts, just getting students together and being able to connect. And if I were to think of, my favorite part, there are so many parts, but it all has to do with connecting and the teamwork aspect. And in many ways, and same as Cassie, I had the wonderful experience of being an organizer and also being a facilitator. And so I think I saw it from both ends, which made it, extra special for me. I helped with a couple teachers at my son's school to facilitate a session where we worked with teachers from other classrooms all over the world. And literally, because of this being a global, it had to do with something global. And so I was trying to think of something that had to do with kids, so we came up with global games, or the games we play globally. So we decided, and we started working on this about a month ago, just exchanging videos where kids would take videos of themselves playing a game, and then they would go ahead and share it with the rest of us. And then the kids had to explain the rules and everything and communicate it. And so all these groups shared, and then we wanted the kids to play the other games and share back. So there's an element there that just continues to happen, which is just amazing, and hopefully that will grow. But just the people that, you know, again, the power of connecting on Twitter and with you guys, it's just really neat. We connected with Canada, Argentina, Spain, Italy, the United States, France, Japan, because of a teacher in Hawaii. And there were a couple people that wanted to join us but just couldn't because of time constraints and everything, like Norway and India. So that's what just blows my mind, and that you guys are in Texas and we're here, and there's people all over the world. Like I got my phone call from India last night about how they enjoyed seeing what we were doing, and just this is so far reaching. The other thing too that just is awesome is, you know, we always want to do these things, but Jamie, you and your team, and thank you for including me, it gave us a reason to collaborate. And I know that, you know, we could do it on our own, but that was the motivation, that was the energy, and I don't think this would have come together without having that reason, so thank you. And then also, I just loved with you guys too, I wish you guys could bottle up your energy and send it to me here in Florida, because you guys were so motivational on all your periscopes and everything with the Voxers, and I definitely took from you guys. Just wanted to mention too, the kids with the connecting also, and it was really cute. During it, we played a Kahoot, and like, so Sarah joined. I knew there were some teachers joining. There were students everywhere joining, and we actually had 122 people join the Kahoot, which was pretty incredible. But you should have seen the kids, because I shared the screen, and it's on the Google Hangout on air, and I kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and they were like, oh my gosh. And it totally makes it real for them, because there's all these names of people that they don't recognize whatsoever, and also in different languages. So we knew people were really present with us, even though we couldn't see everybody. And especially our friends in Canada, who they were able to meet with us there. I had so much fun working with the people, all of our sponsors. I think that I've gotten to know a lot of people with connecting through the EdCamp world, and just being able to share with them this wonderful mission here, and just to show how global reaching it can be. And just even the connections on Twitter, as I help to send out word to the winners and hear other companies and other people congratulating them, and just finding out about these companies. I even find out about companies and different tools here. So I'm an organizer, and I'm still learning along with the teachers and the students and everything. I just wanted to also say that I just really feel like you all as a team, or us as a team, and especially the students, take it back to the students. It's that emerging. It's just, we gave them the opportunity to be global presenters over the last 24 hours. That is such a major, powerful thing. Just everyone, I feel like I emerged as a learner and as an organizer, you all for coming up with this idea and putting it together. It's just, the students truly emerged. And if that's what happened, then that's what touches my heart, and I'm so happy that we could be part of this. So I think that's it from me, but keep connecting and keep the conversations moving. That's what I think.
Very good job, Fran. Wow, wow. We are just, wow. Katrina was on briefly. I hope she's able to make it back and kind of share from her perspective, because she had a session that was, oh man, just awesome. I mean, augmented reality. And then she's going over and doing a session with her son on Minecraft. Like, hello, like two
That was
very,
incredible.
very hot topics. That was so
He was a great
awesome.
presenter, too.
Very good.
Incredible
Very
presenter.
good. Wow, just amazing. So I know she'll probably want to share if she's able to get back in. But I just want to say the next person that is going to be talking is, and this is where I'm going to cry. Okay. I'm going to hold it together. There are people here that aren't here with us that really played a lot of roles. And Aaron and Shelly, and there's Bronwyn, they've all played different roles at various times. So everybody that may not even be represented here, they're important. They're an important part of what this is. The organizers, the facilitators, the sponsors, like everybody has been so supportive of this happening. I'm so sorry. I did not know I was going to do this. Okay, that's what happens. Sleep deprivation right here.
Yeah.
Okay, but I just want to share that this person is the heart of what we do. And I think we can all agree that the genuine,
You can do it.
if you guys know what Steve has done in this event, we were not headquarters.
No.
He was headquarters. He is the heart of this event. He inspires everyone. He has led the way in a way that I hope every teacher can recognize. I can tell you he's tired. I'm so sorry that I'm doing this to you, Steve. But you have inspired us beyond belief. Last year, when you wrote a poem to us and we just wept, and it was beyond just being tired. It was being inspired. And Ecgc Global and the Ecgc Global classrooms would not be what it is without you. And I hope that people can recognize that the spark that you bring to those kids, you have done an event that I've never heard of before. You have sponsored an event with your kids that I can guarantee those kids will never, ever forget that experience. So, bringing how many 6 languages together all throughout the night, having the support of your amazing administrators recognizing who you are and what you bring to the table, having incredible, incredible students, unbelievable, because I can't wait to share what I got to witness. But I will tell you that whatever you guys are feeding your kids in Canada, it has got to come to the U.S. I mean, you know what? For the first time in my life, I feel like I want to be a Canadian. Like, I'm so proud of your kids. So proud of your kids. So I'm just going to tell you right now that there are no words to describe what you've done. And it's really not public other than to us organizers. But those of you guys watching, just realize Steve has ran a 24-hour event. This guy, behind the scenes, his passion for what he does, there's no comparison. His heart for what he does for his kids, the things he does, he's always surprising us. I mean, we could sit back, and I'm just always shaking my head. I'm like, I mean, how do I say unbelievable so many times to where it doesn't mean anything to him anymore? Maybe he thinks that that's my word or something, and it's not. He never fails, never fails. He pushed through and did some incredible things. So I know you want to share what your kids have done, and you were there with your kids, of course, and I'm sure that you guys have some things to share. So we're going to open up the door to Steve because you are a hero.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to say is if you stay up for 24 hours and you happen to fall asleep for 5 minutes, you get that. Pink nails. So I didn't quite make the 24 hours. But anyway, Jamie, I'm glad you said something about it's about the kids, and that's where I'm going to go. I've written down 5 things. Shame on Cassie for starting to get me crying. Shame on you for getting me crying. So I've written it down so I'll try not to cry because I've cried several times over the last 24 hours. I was on a Periscope session with some of the kids. I don't do Periscope, they do Periscope. In 1 2-minute span, we talked to someone from Argentina and someone from Africa. Africa. Oh, and we had a guy on from Michigan, Ballhard Dave. Okay. Who was he? Ballhard Dave. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing I want to talk about is that collaboration we had at Bedtime Stories. We did the singing thing. The kids wanted to sing a story that wasn't on your link because we didn't have the link. So they'd already prepped the story. You forced them to sight read that, but good for you because they went out and did it. Anyway, then we ended up doing another one, and it was neat doing it with someone's daughter. I forget who. But then when we started, I started pointing out my midnight later sessions, and then the two guys started talking Russian. And so there we were in a matter of 2 minutes talking Russian. But why? Because it was there, and we were connected, right? The third thing I want to talk about is the students. I'm sitting there through all 6 of those sessions, those multilingual sessions, and no, we're in the middle of something. Sorry, kids want to get into the library, the bell rung, these guys want to go for recess. But listen, you're going to hear it here.
Katie, just go to the office, please.
That's our Russian speakers going to the office. But anyway, listen, guys, I need you to hear this. I was humbled by my students. I was humbled. I'm sitting there. I stayed up all night because I was going to be supportive and I'm going to help them do this, this, and this. They did it all. I sat in a chair beside them with my Dr. Pepper at a tailgate party, and the kids did it all. It was crazy. We had timetabled, me and my colleague, we had timetabled 24 kids to hit every session in 24 hours, and we blocked in the sleeps and stuff like that. I don't even care if we made all the sessions, but they were negotiating different things and all sorts of things. They actually changed this to an hour earlier because I fell asleep earlier than I should have. So they just winged it and switched it. Okay, so on that third point, the way it's evolved is we are no longer teachers, we are facilitators. All I did was provide, and it's, of course, thank you to you, Jamie, too, but all we did was provided an opportunity for kids to succeed and go beyond the classroom. So we just facilitated. I didn't teach in 24 hours. I drank Dr. Pepper. And I just facilitated. The fourth thing is that we're all talking about students and stuff like that, and how the future is them, and if they have choice and voice in their learning, they're driving the future. Many of us have talked about the future and the way it's going. They drive the future, and this event gives them that opportunity to do it. The last thing I'm going to say, my absolute favorite memory, and I tweeted it out, at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, for you American folks, that's, 9 o'clock Central, but whatever. Kidding. Anyway, I was sitting there, and the Hindi group was talking away. 4 of them. Jabbering away. They could have been cutting down Americans in their language. I wouldn't have been known. But they've got good digital citizenship. So away they went. At the same time, the girl that was going to do the Gujarati session in the middle of the night, her cousin was delivering from India at the exact same time. And I got a picture of the girl talking to her cousin in India in the foreground with the Hindi group. So Canada was speaking in Hindi to India at the same time as Navia's cousin was speaking English to we Canadians, well, and Americans. But it was, I'm telling you, I mean, that was the most magical thing I've ever had in my career. That connection, that sort of international connection at the same time, the two countries, it's just mind-boggling. So, what we're doing for kids is it's beyond. It's just, some of the parents, the one girl who did the Romanian thing, her mom called her right after. She says, I love the kids. They're so polite. Excuse me, my mom's phoning. Can I take the call? Of course you can take the call. It's your mom, for goodness sakes, right? So anyway, I had been on the phone earlier with the mom because we had to email something back and forth. And when I was off the phone, I said, oh, I was just talking to your mammy, because that's mammy in Russian or Romanian or whatever. So anyway, so she's talking on the phone to her mom. I said, can I speak with mammy? She kind of rolled her eyes and gave me the phone. Her mom's going, oh my gosh. We speak Romanian all the time. She speaks back to an English. We didn't know she could pull this off. Did you see how well she pulled that Romanian thing off? And she was so polite. Every time she made a little mistake, she goes, oh, pardon, which is pardon. I mean, I got that, and I don't know Romanian. Guys, I was blown away. I'm going to say it one more time. I was humbled. And this is all about them. And so thank you for allowing my students, and I'm going to have them, in whatever language they feel like, say goodbye to the team. So guys, in whatever language you want, on the count of 3, here goes goodbye, multilingual. 1, 2, 3.
Adios. That is so...
The mic's yours.
Yay, that is awesome. Oh my gosh. So I have just a couple things. Wow, holy moly. I want to share one quick video because I think you guys need to see what we saw. Okay, this is a little tiny piece that we have here. I'm going to go ahead and screen share and pull this in here. We were doing a Google Hangout on air. We were offering the students or educators or whoever to join in this chat, and we were reading a book. And I just want to share a little piece of what we got to see, and hopefully everybody's able to hear this okay. Okay, guys, you're screen recording, so go ahead and sing me this song.
Okay. How do we flip pages on the book?
I will.
You will. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. Oh, hi, random people. Okay. I'm going to do like 2 words. Okay, here we go. We're singing the song now. Little Miss Muffet, she sat on the tuffet, eating her curds and whey. On came the spider, who sat down beside her, and frightened Miss Muffet away.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop screen recording here, and I just want to share really quickly what that experience was like. That was so neat. What you guys don't know is they were like, we'll go with that book. They had no plan. They did 2 books on the fly, like they had been practicing for months for those songs. I kid you not. I'm like, who pulls out a ukulele and just sings a song? Those kids are fabulous. Unbelievable experience. And you also didn't see at the bottom that there was a little 5-year-old, 6-year-old girl that were sitting there just, wow. I mean, bright-eyed. Man, those girls were just, I mean, those kids were watching her, watching these 2 girls just come together like they were just on American Idol, seriously. Or Canadian Idol, okay? Let me just say, those girls were amazing. All right, so I'm going to share a little bit about my experience.
Just quickly.
Yeah.
Miss Physical just came in from class. I need to show her on screen because you can't do this alone. So this is my This was my female because we ran it like a field trip, so we had to have a female staff sponsor and a male staff sponsor. We actually had an admin here through the night as well because that follows the safety regulations. My girlfriend actually calls her my work wife.
I'm leaving now.
It's because I see her more than I do my girlfriend. Anyway, the mic is yours. Away you go.
All right. Okay, guys. I'm just going to say something real quick. 2 things. We had 60 countries join in. Lots of people join in. But what you don't know is those stats don't really mean anything, because you can have an event and you can bring a bunch of people together, And honestly, I hope that everybody knows, for me personally, in my experience, what made a difference for me was the relationships. It's always, everything in my life, I hope, would always be coming back to that. The relationships, yes, we're using technology. Yes, we're talking about global learning. But truly and honestly, I have been able to build these amazing relationships with incredible people that have inspired me to just transform my life. And so those relationships that you're having in your classroom are always central. Those kids and the relationships we have with other educators as instructional technology folks, the people that we come in contact with. So I will tell you, yes, this was the avenue we got to connect, and yes, it was incredible. And there were so many opportunities to see some things happen that were just unbelievable. But I am changed because of those relationships with the organizing team, the facilitators, the students joining in, taking risks, my own children offering sessions both at Ed Camp Global and at Ed Camp Global Classrooms, and
they rocked it.
And having a blast, cracking up. Like, people, everybody hopped off because they just did not think it was a session anymore because they were having that much fun. They were like, oh, I guess this isn't Ed Camp Global Classrooms anymore, because they were just laughing so hysterically hard because they were having such a blast. So I'm just going to tell you, from my end, the relationships was what it was all about and will always be about for me in my life. And I'm going to share two things with you guys. One is we have Ed Camp Global. So our teachers, we're going to have our second annual Ed Camp Global happening July 29th through the 30th, 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. So last year we got to experience this as a 24-hour event. We're going to go for that again with our teachers. We're going to be collaborating. The team's going to continue to change, and what we haven't even mentioned is that we have team members that were part of Ed Camp Global that just couldn't be part of Ed Camp Global Classrooms that are going to be reuniting back with us. I didn't want you guys or anybody to get harassed on there, so I took them off temporarily, but those girls coming back, they're just incredible, and they have helped make what it is. And so we're pumped about seeing them come back. And one other thing I want to just announce that I've been like dying. Honestly, I don't really have nails anyway, but these nails just got a lot shorter because I have been wanting to talk to you guys so badly about it. But I'm going to announce an event that is going to be taking place May, and we're looking at
21st.
All right, May 21st, Saturday. It's going to be an event that could just very well be an epic fail. But you know what? It has to be done. And I don't know exactly who's all going to partner up with me in the future because it's soon. It's very soon. But I wanted to share this with you guys, with this global community, because I want to have a global makerspace. We are going to have a day where everybody, students, educators, businesses, whoever all comes into play in all of this, it really has not been decided upon exactly all the details. But we're going to have a full day on that Saturday, where we're going to be coming together globally in a lot of different, very, very different ways that has never been done before. And it is going to be a day of creation. We are going to see these things being done from all ends of the spectrum, and it is going to be a day for us to all play. We are called, I'm saying we, I don't know who we are yet, because the team doesn't even know about this yet. But I don't know who the team will be, but I will be part of it, and I know it's going to happen. So we'll see how that all pans out, but I just wanted you to be aware of this. Mark your calendars, because that is going to be something that is out there right now on a Twitter handle. You'll want to follow us and see what is happening with that event if that's something you want to be a part of. And it is Global Maker, at Global Maker. So if you want to be a part of that and you are passionate about that and you want to see what opportunities are there, let me know. Get in touch with me. I'd love to hear you on that. Okay, those of you guys that are wondering, wait a minute, how are we going to get all of these prizes from these gold sponsors?
Oh,
well,
I forgot to say that.
Yeah, our gold sponsors that are providing all these certificates, you guys will get an email in the next few days following up from the event and all of the links for the future events, and you are going to have that email also include your certificates for being registered for EdCamp Global Classrooms, and these sponsors giving you these certificates to redeem and directions and everything else on them. So if you can please, not just our gold sponsors, all of our sponsors, please let them know how much you appreciate everything that they've done, because you know what? It's also them believing in you guys. It's believing in what's happening here. And so we are super, super thankful for our sponsors, not really because of prizes, but because they believe in this event and they're supporting it. So that is just so cool. So we are thrilled to end this and get sleep. And we are pumped about everything we experienced. And I am just ready to wrap this up and say goodbye to everyone. And we hope that everyone had a great, grand time.
We did.
And I'm gonna end it just like this, as Steve would end it. We're gonna say goodbye and cheers from EdCamp Global Classrooms. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Goodbye.
Now start the withdrawals.